Matter of fact, I think he lost to Yo-Yo Dan.
No, you laughing, but that's absolutely right. No, but I'm
He
being
lost to
serious.
Paulie Maldolani. He lost to Paulie. Paulie beat him.
No, you're right. You're right, though. There was 2 losses. I think his last 5 fights of those 2 was JoJo Dan is the one who Bizier lost to.
Yeah, Bizier. So and here goes a mandatory between a yo-yo maker who beat Bizier, and Bizier's a mandatory for Kell Brook. Now, what kind of bullshit is that?
I don't know. All right, so we need to start off. Here goes. So this is Kenneth with George the Boxing Genius from SBM Boxing live. Subscribe. What's SBM Boxing? SBM Boxing is a live family-oriented channel. All we do is cover boxing. We've been doing this for years. You got myself, George the Boxing Genius. You got Clyde, the Godfather. You got Angel Chino Sanchez. You got just Steven Suave Tate. And just a bunch of us. Walk it, you don't say. All we do is cover boxing. But, I moved to Miami. George the Boxing Genius is Central Florida. This past weekend, we seen some fights. He got to see some live coverage at the little MGM. I was able to watch it over here in Miami. But we got up to date with the technical stuff, and we're still going to cover boxing and stuff. But I at least wanted to get your feedback on the Kell Brook versus Kevin Bizier. Kell Brook completely dominated Kevin Bizier. I don't even know how, who, what, where, and how people thought it was going to be different.
I mean, let me tell you something, son. That fight, I didn't watch that fight. Basically, what I did was I went in there and I seen some of the YTBC people. A guy like Be Real TV, some other guys. Be Real had the whole coverage, rounds 2, because the fight only went to 2 rounds. I seen both rounds, and it was a joke. It's a joke to me. People out there, their comments, and they're doing a lot of comments about how great Kell Brook is, and this and this and this and that. And you can look at some of the videos that we discussed before, prior to, last year when we talked about Kell Brook. And I told you people that Kell Brook wasn't shit. Kell Brook was just a guy who beat Sean Porter, but his resume sucks. So he beats a Sean Porter, then he goes fight a guy by the name of who? Yo-Yo Dan? Who the fuck is Yo-Yo Dan? Yo-Yo Dan to me is the fucking manufacturer that makes yo-yos. And then he fights another guy by the name of Gavin, Frankie Gavin. Frankie Gavin's a fucking singer the way I know it, and then you telling me, and people are telling me, that this is a mandatory fight because Kell Brook has the IBF title. Now, IBF, what is that supposed to mean? The international bum fucking title? Because IBF don't mean shit to me, man.
No. But you had the IBF. He is. No, well, anyways, you had in the IBF. They mandated that Kevin Bizier took on Kell Brook, because you'll remember that he beat Kell Brook took on JoJo Dan. He stopped Frankie Gavin in like 6 rounds. This was last year. Mm-hmm. And he was supposed to take on Diego Chavez, but the Diego Chavez fight stopped because he had some kind of rib injury. So the IBF, they mandated the fight with Bizier. Now, if you go to the IBF ranking, they have Kevin Bizier from Canada as number 1. But then again,
a guy. Let me tell you something. So, excuse me, but how can those motherfuckers have? This is what fucking boxing. This is the way I think things that people are getting.
No. Listen. I'm not done. They have him ranked as number 1, but this is the same guy, just like you mentioned, which you said he lost once, but he actually lost twice.
Yeah.
He lost to JoJo Dan twice, the same JoJo Dan that Kell Brook beat last year, a year ago. So this is the fight that they mandated. Now, they have Kevin Bizier before Earl Spence. Earl Spence is number 2. Which is crazy. And then they have Lamont Peterson, number 5. They got Samuel Vasquez, number 8, Omar Figueroa, and then Diego Chavez, number 10. So they wanted Diego Chavez to fight Kell Brook. That Kell Brook got hurt. They went from number 10 all the way to number 1, which I don't even know how Kevin Bizier even
but
number 1.
But I'm saying Errol Spence, isn't Errol Spence 140?
No, he's welterweight. He's taking on he's taking on this guy, Chris Algieri. He's taking on Chris Algieri.
Yeah.
Now, did you watch the fight? How'd you see the fight go?
Like I said, I watched the fight, and all. I mean, here's this guy Bizier. All he's doing is flat foot and running around. Dan going around in circles because Kell Brook is looking pretty. He's jabbing him. He's hitting him with all the rights. He's just playing. He's hitting him with everything he's got. It's like this guy's not really throwing anything. He's not letting his hands go. And when he did leave his hands go, I'm looking at Kell Brook. That's what I said. When he did let his hands go, Kell Brook, like he dodged. Like he wasn't really a good defensive guy to me against a Kevin Bizier.
Yeah, but if you think about it, he wasn't expecting too much from Kevin Bizier. He's seen that Kevin Bizier, especially the first round, in the first minute, he got his eye cut because he was a walking punching bag. He was no head movement whatsoever. So Kell Brook, there was even one chance. There was one time in the fight, which I've never seen Kell Brook do. He switched over to southpaw.
Right, and that was the second round.
He switched over to southpaw. And then he looked like shit in southpaw. Kevin Bizier was able to tag him a couple times in southpaw, and he switched back over. So that alone, like, come on, like he was just having he was teeing off on Kevin. He wasn't taking him serious.
Kell Brook, like I said, Kell Brook is a nobody. Like I said, Kell Brook beat a Sean Porter.
Well, hey, check this out though. The Ring magazine has Kell Brook ranked number 1.
That's what I'm saying.
In the welterweight division.
A 36-0, ranked number 1. He's an IBF title holder. He beats that IBF from who? From Sean Porter. He beat Sean Porter, got the IBF title. Then he goes defends it against three lousy guys, like I said.
No, but I'm not gonna lie. Okay, look, if you look at the Ring magazine ranking, which I got a problem with, you got Kell Brook since his last night's victory, or yesterday evening's victory, he won. They put him in number 1. Okay, now right after Kell Brook, they have Manny Pacquiao. They got Amir Khan. First, he shouldn't be in front of Pacquiao. Fuck no. I understand it. Look, I understand he beat Sean Porter. I get it, but how do you get past Keith Thurman? How do you get past Timothy Bradley?
Thank you.
Especially you fought Bizier and you fought Jojo Dan. You fought who the hell did you beat? You beat Sean Porter, but how the hell did you beat Thurman? How did you get past Timothy Bradley? Period.
The way I talk boxing is like I say from the old school. The councils, they weren't the old school. IBF was around, yes. But IBF today, that's like the minor leagues of basketball, baseball, and any sport you want to look at. That's the way I look at the IBF. IBF is not a goddamn title. I call it the International Bum Fucking Federation. Because, let me tell you, when you look at the WBA, WBO, and WBC, now you're talking title holders and you're talking competitive guys in the actual boxing arena. Yeah. Who the fuck is goddamn Kell Brook? I'm saying, who the fuck is Kell Brook? Go honestly, I'm going to tell you even more. You're going to see about Sean Porter. Who's Sean Porter? He beat Sean Porter, who beat fucking Paulie. Who the fuck is Paulie? A fucking walk-out bump? You know
what's funny, though? Because last night I was having a discussion after I was watching the fight, and I made a comment that I would like to see Kell Brook fight like a Timothy Bradley, fight a Keith Thurman, fight a Sean Porter, even a Danny Garcia.
Thank you.
And people were quick to sit there and say, why the hell would Kell Brook fight Danny Garcia?
Or Jesse Vargas.
Or Jesse Vargas. There you go, Jesse Vargas.
Jesse Vargas.
They're not even on the same level. But then again, them are the same people that are willing to entertain bullshit conversation like Kell Brook moving up in weight and fighting fucking Triple G out of catch weight.
Let me tell you something. I keep saying to people about You know, we're going to go back and forth to Triple G. You know, just discuss the fact. Triple G. First of all, Kell Brook cannot go up to no fucking front. If he wants to go to 154, I'll give him a good man to fight. You want to go fight somebody at 154, which I doubt you go fight him. I would like for him to fight in Islandi Lara, so Islandi Lara could take his ass to school and kick his fucking ass and give him a show of boxing. Okay? If he wants to fight at 154. This bullshit about 154 to go fight Triple G, all these guys want to do is Mayweather left the picture, left the arena, and then, you know, Mayweather used to bring in the money. Everybody want to fight Mayweather, not because you're going to beat Mayweather or thought you could beat Mayweather. It's because you will make millions of dollars.
All I'm saying is I don't want to see Kell Brook speak about moving up in the welterweight. I mean, moving up out of the welterweight division until he clears out that division before he's even considered. He
can't. He can't. Who is going to fight? Like I just said.
I know Manny Pacquiao, he's on his way out. He still has Amir Khan. But even without Amir Khan, because I know they keep going back and forth, they don't want to fight each other. But you still have Keith Thurman. You still have Timothy Bradley. You still have Danny Garcia. You still have Earl Spence. Shit, you still have Andre Berto. You got Jesse Vargas. You got legitimate opponents.
You got the Ghost Guerrero who just fucking fought Danny Garcia. The Ghost Guerrero give him a fucking run for his money.
Somebody, but even if you mention the Ghost Guerrero, you mention Andre Berto, people are quick to talk shit, but they're okay for them to take on Kevin Bizier or Jojo Dan. When Kell Brook beats Jojo Dan or he knocks out Kevin Bizier in the second round, everybody's like, oh shit, this motherfucker got power. Come on, man. Like
that's what I said. International Bum Federation. These motherfuckers, you know, I mean, it's unreal. It's just unreal. I mean, you got, like you said, I seen that comment. People are just talking shit. People just out there who love boxers. There's some people who don't know boxing. They just love a boxer. You can't talk to them shit about this one boxer, Kell Brook. Kell Brook, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Kell Brook sucks. Kell Brook, he's good, but he's not at the same caliber or at the same level of boxing that I know of if you go to the WBC, WBA, and WBO. You just mentioned some names there. I mean, come on. How are you going to have Manny Pacquiao ranked #2 behind this guy? Look at this guy's resume and look at Pacquiao's resume. Manny Pacquiao just finished fighting the biggest name in the boxing era that we just had. His name is Floyd Mayweather Jr. And you're going to have him ranked #2 when this fucking guy, when he has a Sean Porter on his resume? Now, what kind of shit is that?
All right, well, let's talk. Okay, so I'm not going to discredit Kell Brook because I think Kell Brook is good, but I'm not considering him the best in the welterweight division. But now, let's be realistic. Now, let's be realistic. He just fought right now. So Danny Garcia fought a couple weeks ago, I would say. Timothy Bradley and Pacquiao, they're going to fight coming up, which I'm going to go watch that fight at your house. You got Earl Spence that's fighting this week? No. When is Earl Spence?
No. Chris Algier, that's next week. Next month, but it's next month.
You got that. So they're in the light. So there is a possibility that Kell Brook could take on Earl Spence. He could take on a Danny Garcia. He could take on but that might be too pushed back because the Thurman and the Sean Porter got pushed back. But I think Thurman's going to win. So if Thurman wins that fight, maybe Kell Brook can take on Thurman. You know, Tim Bradley might take on Jesse Vargas again. You don't know. But then again, when Jesse, after the Tim Bradley's looking to possibly move up to 154, supposedly. I'm not sure, after the Pacquiao fight. So I don't know. There's a lot of fights that could happen. You know, once Canelo beats Amir Khan's still available, but that fight's still But Kell Brook could possibly fight a Manny Pacquiao. He could fight a Danny Garcia, and he could fight an Earl Spence. Of those three fighters, who would you like to see Kell Brook fight?
I mean, if he's gonna, Manny Pacquiao. I think Manny's gonna be out of the picture as soon as he fights Bradley. Win or lose, he's gone. I think Manny Pacquiao is gone out of that. You mentioned the fact about Thurman, Keith one time. You mentioned also Errol Spencer.
Well, you still got Mayweather. Mayweather's gonna come back for that 50th, man. He might take on Danny Garcia or Kell Brook, man.
Those are two names that I always said that they were being set for him. Remember that? I always said that. And they're both undefeated. I always told you that those are the two names that were in the purse, in the goddamn kitty that was being set up for Mr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Danny Garcia and a Kell Brook. And if you look at it, Danny Garcia fought a Guerrero. Who was Guerrero? He had no title to fight Guerrero. And look at Kell Brook, ranked #1, undefeated with an IBF title. But anyway, let's go back to the original question. I mean, you got Errol Spence, you got Keith one time, and you got Timothy Bradley. Out of those three guys, I would love, if he wants to show me something, I mean, I would say, put it this way, Keith, he could get sloppy. Errol Spence, he's a but if to me he fights a Timothy Bradley, Bradley's a hell of a boxer, he's a hell of a brawler, he's a hell of a warrior. If he was to fight Timothy Bradley, and to me, Timothy Bradley's going to be Pacquiao, and Pacquiao's going to say bye, I think that would be a hell of a matchup. Even though Timothy Bradley is shorter and small, but Timothy Bradley will give him a fight for his money. That's the way I look at it. I would like to see that fight. You know, Jesse Vargas, yeah, but he's not being ranked. I would want him to fight Timothy Bradley, being that Timothy Bradley, like in Ring Magazine, just said he's ranked, what, 4? Around 4 or 5? That's a ranking. That's a boxing rank. We're not talking about IBF guys ranked #1. I don't believe that shit. I really don't.
Okay.
You know? But that's the way boxing is, you know what I mean? And I just don't see the way these people go and do shit, you know? They just do shit on their own. This Ring Magazine, I don't know where the fuck they get their rankings from, you know? And
well, all right. Well, there's a lot of discussions to talk about now that you got your hangout set up. So we're definitely going to do this more on a regular basis.
Oh yeah.
I know that now everyone knows out there that Kell Brook is your top, the top pound for pound fighter in your listing.
Oh yeah. He's the IBF champ. The IBF.
Yeah. There you go. But anyways, this is Kenneth, the SBM Boxing. You got George, the boxing genius.
Hey, man.
Before we leave, what do you say to all those people in boxing that say you don't know shit about boxing?
Kiss my goddamn ass, man. Adios, man. Love you, Bob. Be good.
Take it easy.